Why coffee wakes you up. The hidden science behind your morning cup. Part 1. Welcome back to Army. Every morning, millions of people around the world begin their day in exactly the same way. Before checking their emails, before starting work, before even speaking to another person, they reach for a cup of coffee. For some people, coffee is simply a delicious drink. For others, it's a daily ritual. And for many, it feels almost impossible to function without it. But have you ever stopped to ask a simple question? Why does coffee wake us up? How can a single cup of dark liquid make us feel more alert, more focused, and sometimes even happier within just a few minutes? Is coffee really giving us energy? Or is something much more fascinating happening inside our brains? Today, Army is taking you on a journey into one of the world's most popular beverages to uncover the remarkable science hidden inside every cup. Coffee has been enjoyed for hundreds of years. According to one famous legend, an Ethiopian goat herder named Kaldi noticed that his goats became unusually energetic after eating bright red coffee cherries. Whether the story is true or not remains uncertain, but historians agree that coffee cultivation spread through the Arabian Peninsula before reaching Europe and eventually the rest of the world. Today, humans drink more than 2 billion cups of coffee every day. It has become one of the most widely consumed beverages on Earth. But surprisingly, coffee does not give your body energy in the way many people imagine. A cup of coffee contains very few calories. Without calories, it cannot provide your cells with significant fuel. So why do you suddenly feel awake? The answer begins with a small but powerful chemical inside your brain called adenosine. Throughout the day, every thought you have, every step you take, every conversation you hold, and every task you complete requires energy. As your brain uses energy, adenosine gradually builds up between your brain cells. Think of adenosine as your brain's natural fatigue signal. The longer you stay awake, the more adenosine accumulates. Eventually, it binds to special receptors in the brain and tells your nervous system something very important. It's time to slow down. You begin to yawn. Your eyelids feel heavy. Concentrating becomes more difficult. Reaction times become slower. These are all normal biological signals encouraging you to sleep. Now imagine thousands of tiny parking spaces spread across your brain. Each parking space represents an adenosine receptor. Normally, adenosine molecules park there one by one. As more spaces become occupied, the feeling of sleepiness grows stronger. Now let's introduce caffeine. Caffeine has a molecular structure that looks surprisingly similar to adenosine. Because of this similarity, caffeine can fit into those same parking spaces. But unlike adenosine, caffeine does not activate the receptor. Instead, it simply blocks the space. Imagine arriving at a parking lot only to find that every space has been occupied by identical-looking cars. The real drivers can no longer park. That's exactly what caffeine does. It prevents adenosine from delivering its message. Your brain hasn't become less tired. It has simply stopped receiving the signal that tells you you're tired. In other words, coffee doesn't create energy. It temporarily hides your brain's awareness of fatigue. This discovery completely changed scientists' understanding of caffeine. For many years, people believed caffeine stimulated the brain by adding energy. Today, we know something much more interesting is happening. Caffeine is acting like a biological disguise. It tricks the brain into believing that it is less tired than it really is. And once the brain no longer hears the slow down message, other systems begin responding. Neurons fire more actively. The pituitary gland interprets this increased activity as a sign that something important is happening. In response, the body releases hormones that prepare you to become more alert. Your heart may beat slightly faster. Your breathing may become deeper. Your attention becomes sharper. For many people, the world suddenly feels brighter and easier to focus on. But here's the fascinating part. If caffeine only blocks tiredness, why do some people feel energized after one small cup of coffee, while others can drink several cups and barely notice any effect at all? The answer lies in your genes, your daily habits, and the incredible ability of the human brain to adapt. And that's exactly where our journey continues. Today we've uncovered one of coffee's biggest secrets. Coffee doesn't actually give your body energy. It blocks the chemical that tells your brain you're tired. But this raises even more fascinating questions. Why does caffeine affect people differently? Can drinking coffee every day change your brain? And is coffee actually good for your health? Or have we misunderstood it for years? In the next part, Army will explore the latest scientific discoveries about caffeine, addiction, tolerance, and what really happens inside your brain after years of drinking coffee. I'll see you in the next chapter of our journey.